All right, let's get this show on the road. What's up? I'm never late, and I'm just here failing at LeetCode. So if you're dropping by, then hope you enjoy failing at LeetCode with me and attempting to solve some problems. So kind of what I've been doing. I've done a couple streams of this already. As you see, I have these topics sorted for these LeetCode problems. Basically, I'm filtering by this easy. I'm just going down and solving each one. So valid parentheses was done last time. This time, number 21, merge two sorted lists. So I think this is getting into linked lists when I took a brief, just look at it. I think this one too on like my personal account. I have solved this a long time ago, but let's see if I actually remember anything. And this one, if I click into it, you can see here, and I'm just gonna pull up my stream manager as well so I can just keep an eye on things myself. So hopefully, nice, cool. And that should be good. Sweet, so I got my chat. Perfect. All right. So in case, the goal is just to kind of go through these problems, go through merge two sorted lists. Looks like linked list is going to be the deal today. And I'm just going to stream this out. And, I asked maybe some hints can be given if I get stuck, but please don't just give out the answer right away. If you're looking to kind of be involved with this. If not, let's just sit back and watch me fail at this. Let's fail forward is what I'm hoping for. So let's get this practice in. All right. So for this one, it's number 21, merge two sorted lists. You are given heads of two sorted linked lists. Nice. List 1 and list 2. Merge the two lists into one sorted list, and the list should be made by splicing together the nodes of the first two lists. So then we're going to return the head of the merged linked list. So as we noticed here, we have list 1, list 2. We're going to return back kind of a single linked list that has these two merged in. So let's look at the constraints. The constraints that we have here are that the number of nodes in both lists in the range can be between 0 and 50. Cool. And the node values will be between negative 100 to 100. So we are taking into account negative numbers if that's the case, but I think that's pretty easy to count for in terms of greater and equal than. Within C# is the language of choice I'm going to be using. I'm just trying to get better practice with this, so it's the one I'm using. The other constraint is both list 1 and list 2 are sorted in non-decreasing order. So it's in non-decreasing, it's in ascending order. I don't know, non-decreasing. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So we see I have 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So then we should be able to put these together where it's 1, 2, or 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So this is a linked list. What I'm going to do first is let's get into it. So let's just start with the pseudocode. And yeah, so kind of what I want to do is we want to be able to do a while loop, probably that list 1 and list 2. Since we're using nodes, right? I want to be able to say that while list 1, which is a list node, is not null, and while list 2 is not null, we have this loop going on. So, if both are not null, then I want to iterate through here, because the moment that one of them hits, I do want to like exit out, and then this ideally is all just kind of like, let me step back. So we want to be able to check that list 1 and list 2 are not null. So if one of them becomes null, I want to exit out, right? And we're going to do some work here. And then at the end of this is because I have this and condition, right, rather than an or, is I want to check, if list 1 is not null, then while list 1 is not null. So I can also just redo this again. So I can say while list 1 is not null, add remaining, and then while list 2 is not null, add remaining. So kind of the idea here that I'm gonna be doing is, this is just taking over like what iterations I'm gonna be kind of at least framing out originally. So we're wanting to compare the two lists. One list may be shorter than the other. And so in this case, if we are breaking, for example, list 1 is shorter than list 2, then this will break out. And then let's say list 1 is already null, so it's just going to go ahead and skip this one. And then list 2, what we're going to do while the remaining elements are still in list 2, we're just going to add them back onto our merge list. And since we're going to have a separate merge list, let's create a merge list. We're going to say init merge list. So init the merge list, and then while loop 1 is not, while the list 1 is not null and list 2 is not null, what we want to do is say if list1.val is greater than list2.val, add list1val. We're going to say list1val dot. We can, well, what we probably should do we should copy. Oh, wait. The list should be made by splicing together the nodes of the first two lists. So I guess there's one way. I'm trying to think. Oh, how would you define splicing? Do I need to... I'm trying to think if I can copy that, or it should be the reference that's already there. There's probably a way, obviously, to you could do it by the reference. Is that like, you know, if one is here, I'm taking this one and I'm just pointing it to the... Let's do it that way. That's interesting, because I think we'll save a bit of space complexity if I'm not copying a new node. So what I want to do is let's take probably a temp node. I'm thinking this for a second. Oh God. So your next node is just going to be pointing. Yeah. I don't have that constraint though. Splicing is the keyword here. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. We're going to splice this. We'll make it a little bit more difficult. So while list 1 is not null and list 2 is not null, so I think I got a text. Let's see. Nice. We're going to do some work. So this work is going to be due if the... Let's just go slowly and see what happens. So if list1.val is greater than list2.val, then we're going in non-descending. So let's reverse this for now. So if list1.val is less than the list2.val, what we want to do is use this one first. So we'll say list1 we'll say current is equal to list1. Because what you really can do actually is probably... Oh, I'm blanking. Hold on, bottling. We'll say this. This is probably a better way. Because I have list1. All right. Because we're basically going off of this one, so I think I could just probably do this merge. What we're going to do is basically push merge list dot next as new list node. So we can say merge list dot next is equal to list1, which is the current node. Ooh. And then what we would want to do then is just say merge list is equal to merge list.next. So advanced merge list. So that way, like, we're setting the node, we'll just advance it to the next one. And so now merge list is that one. Yeah, so basically we're going to be setting that next and we'll be overriding that node as we go along. Okay, so that way we're kind of splicing the list one. So basically what we're going to have is we're going to have like the current list one node. We're setting our merge list.next to that node. And then what we can do is we can advance merge list because we knew that we set that node before. And as we loop back through here, we're going to override the list one from before if this happens to be the case. So I think that should be something like that. And then else, basically, this is going to be if list1.val is greater than or equal to list2.val. We want to do merge, and we have advanced. List1 is equal to list1.next. And here I can say, okay, cool, merge list.next is equal to list2. And then I can say merge list.next, merge list is equal to merge list.next. And then list2 is equal to list2.next. So as I see this, I can probably take this one out as well. I'm basically going to be advancing after each one. So I should be able to say merge list is equal to merge list.next. Because I'm always setting a .next, so and either if or else, so I think that should be fine. So what are my constraints? Okay, yeah, so as long as there's between 0 and 50, then it should be fine. And at least this keeps it in O of n as well. So I'm only doing one loop through here, and then this is like plus n plus m, which comes out to O of n. This is like O of n, O of m, and then another O of, p, for example, which comes out to just O of n overall, I believe. So at least like time complexity wise, we're keeping it pretty simple. So we can do this. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to say merge. Merge list is equal to, it's going to be a list node. New list node. And val and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do to set this, because I could remove the first one, but let's now null into 0 if I don't initialize it. Maybe list node I can set this to null. So that at least I like have this initialized, and then merge list.next, yeah. It's gonna be null. So I might need to just check if the actually, I should just set, I don't need .next. Yeah, because I would just do this. I would just set the merge list at the current one. Right? Oh, does that override the... Let's see how this works. So I think that should be fine. So let's try that. This might break it. So while list1 dot is not equal to null, and list2 is not equal to null. Might need to do next instead. I have to see how this goes. I'm gonna write this above this line here. So if list1.val is great less than list2.val, then I can just say merge lists is equal to list1. And then I can say list1 is equal to list1.next, and then else to merge list is equal to. Hopefully that works. Yeah. But I turn the head of linked. Okay, so. I'm thinking on how to do this because I need to init this in the beginning. And this doesn't have like a head, for example, in this list node. I'm just using the list node. And I need to keep track of the very first one, which is this merge list here, which isn't going to be the head until you've passed it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a bit easier for me. I don't know if this is necessarily the most efficient way, but what I want to do is find first elements of first list node to init merge list. So what I want to do here then, I'll just do if list1 and list1.val. I wonder if this is a good way to do it. List2.val. Then what I'll do is just say merge list is equal to list1. Else merge list is equal to list2. Merge list.next. Var head is equal to merge lists, and then, which is technically a list node. I might be making this a lot more complicated. Then I can just say merge list. I need to advance this too. List1 is equal to list1.next. List2 is equal to list2.next. And then merge list is equal to merge list.next. So at least this gets me a copy of the head. Cool. So that's probably, I mean, I'm doing a lot of the same logic. I could easily wrap this probably in its own function, just to like compare or get next value, something like that. List2 dot is equal to list2.next. It's been a while since I've worked with these, and this is, again, I'm failing at LeetCode here. That's all I'm doing. I can do this part. So while list1 is not equal to null, I'll just say merge list dot is equal to list1, and then merge list dot next is equal to, and I can say list1 is equal to list1.next. Just can basically copy the same thing here. List2 might need to do .next instead. 2. So then what I return actually is the head. Return head. So it's just this head. Basically, it's like the original one that I find on this one. So let's just see how this turns out. Probably broke something somewhere. The list name is not in the current context. Line 21. Where am I? Ah, this one. Object reference is not set to. Where are you finding where? Null reference exception. So I have a null happening here, and probably what I need to do instead, if I can do this. Let's see how this ends up going out. Yeah, there's something going on. Okay, so I might need to reorganize this a bit. Let's do it this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to advance merge list as new list node. Far head list is equal to merge list. We'll just do it this way. Now I can get rid of this. I don't need to check this. And what I'm going to do is, like, when I'm returning, I'm just going to return headless.next because I basically got an extra node and I don't need it. So that's what I'll be doing. It's a nice, hopefully, little shortcut. That way I don't have to have the extra code in there. So as I get the head list, merge the list. So if list.next is not equal to null, that shouldn't be. Let's see. Yeah, same issue. Okay, so it is. Let's see what happens here. I just want to. I wish this arrow was a bit more helpful on where this is happening. Because I could just copy out. Let's just comment this out. This line. So I'm just going to try to figure out where this error is coming from. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. This has to be here. Let me just initialize it. Merge list.file. Be a compiler error. So let's see if I at least hit. Okay, standard out 0. Perfect. So I'm getting there. So most likely it's happening here. Well, next list 1 is not equal to null. Well, list 2 is not equal to null. We're just going to console.write line, console.write line. I'm going to say list 1. List 1 is going to get the value for this one. And we'll just say list 2. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So 1, 1, 1, 3. That's fine. 2, 3. That sounds good. So where are you breaking, my friend? Head list up next. This merge list, I should be able to see. Oh, I know what's going on. Oh my god. Okay, merge list dot is equal to merge list on next. Cool. Still no output. You're not liking that, are you? Cool. Console.write line. I just want to see what merge lists is going to be. Fail. Should see something that's a something. I should miss like one or two. Merge list is empty. What is going on here? Oh, yeah. Merge list is equal to merge list on next, because I just want to advance this one. Oh, I know what I'm such an idiot doing this. Okay, so you need the next because I'm just going the next and then it's a null value. Like you lose track of where you are. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is a merge list dot next. Merge list dot next. And then maybe that should be fine. Oh, that was a really stupid mistake. Okay, so now then I think this one could do here. So I could say merge list on next is equal to this. And then I advance. And then I can say merge list on next is that. And we should be good to go. So now if I uncomment these, the woes and my errors and my ways. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, that should pass. Let's see, 0, 0, 0, 0. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. So I'm happy to leave this in. If I want to leave this in, I can clean this up a bit. So really what I should have done is next, else if merge list on next. So this is pretty verbatim what I did. Cool. So I just captured so kind of what I'm doing. Find first node. I just want to initialize merged list as basically the list node. And I'm going to copy this node to keep track of the head. So basically, because I'm initializing this as just like almost a header node, and what I plan to do then at the end is just to do next that I'm returning. So basically I have like almost that, you know, a head node as part of my merged list, and I'm just going to the next one to get the actual start of the merged sorted order. So I do while this list, basically while list 1 and list 2 are both not null, I'm going to iterate through. And so if the list 1's value is less than the list 2 value, I'm just going to basically take the merged lists dot next. So I'm going to set the next node in that list to be equal to this current value that I'm iterating through for list 1. Then I advance list 1 to the next element in its list. And then I just kind of do the same thing for list 2, and that happens if the greater than for list 2 is basically if list 2's value is equal to or less than list 1, then I just do the same thing for list 2, again trying to keep that non-descending order. And then I just I advance list 2 to the next node, and then at the end of both of these iterations, basically once I figured out, you know, the smaller list node value, I pop that list node into the merged list, then I advance the merged list to the next one. So this will basically advance it to whatever element I just set it to. So if I set list 1 node in this one, basically I'm just going to advance my merge list, to the next element. And so that will get me through until one of the list 1, basically the shorter of list 1, the shorter lists between list 1 and list 2 is finished. This is going to break out. And then I have to do basically a follow-up of list in case list 1 has extra elements in it, meaning this list was longer. I'm just going to kind of append those to the end. It's already in sorted order, so I just kind of go through and just add it into the merge list. And same with list 2. So if I were to submit this, nice, accepted, and it's probably a really bad time, 18%, cool. But yeah, that's merged list. Took me a while, and I think that's the mistake I made is make sure that I'm assigning the next. So basically this merge list is the will be from the previous one, and I want to set the previous ones next to whatever current list node I'm attempting to find that's smallest between the list 1 and list 2. So yeah, hopefully you're able to follow along with this and just kind of watch me fail at this and luckily, you know, get this passing in the end. But yeah, this is, again, this is easy for merge 2 sorted lists, part of LeetCode problem set number 21. Thank you for watching and stopping by, and catch you next time. All right, peace out.